first down. They'll start out with Hubbard. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. On the counter, this is Hubbard. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback land on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Marcus Davenport in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So here come the Saints now for their first drive. They're led out by a 3-time Pro Bowler, owner of over 35,000 passing yards in 11 seasons, the veteran Andy Dalton. Looking left sideline, incomplete. These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the visiting Saints who got the victory then, so they'll look for the season sweep here in New Orleans. 2nd and 10, Dalton once more. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Here's Smith to return it. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Straight ahead with Hubbard. On the tackle, Tyrann Mathieu.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. Now following the sack, Darnold and Carolina left with a 3rd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Cameron Jordan providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
No sense risking anything there on 1st down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so he'll just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A 1st down throw coming for Dalton. And the catch made by Johnson. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. the first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. There's Kamara trying to run for it.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
10 yards, good for his Saints, first down. Now the first carry for Zach Moss. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Dalton operating in the red zone now. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession. Here we go now on 1st and goal. And Dalton to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Give that sack to Nakobe Dean.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Coming left is Kamara. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. Dalton now to pass.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. The kick by Lutz is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Darnold and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 here
at the 34.
So it's all down to this, Week 18 on the NFL schedule. And that means that once we sort things out, we'll all be set for our second ever Super Wild Card weekend, which I think everyone agrees was a runaway success last year. We got 2 games coming up on Saturday, 3 more on Sunday, and then we'll put a bow on it Monday night.
On 2nd and 9, Darnold. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Now following the sack, Darnold and Carolina left with a 3rd and long. He gets this one to Hubbard, complete.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
And they'll run on 1st down with Hubbard.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
The Panthers at 6 and 10 on the year. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
A give up the middle, Hubbard.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third. Now Darnold. This is caught. Touchdown. Tommy Trimble, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers have taken the lead. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And Carolina scores to cap it off. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
To try again after the sack. Dalton. There's Chris Olave. He's at the 40. The 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave, 81 yards. And the Saints are once again back in front. They erased that deficit pretty quickly, did they not? A 2-play drive.
What do we call that? Short-lived?
Very.
Very short-lived. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone and back out in front. We always talk about drives, don't we? Does 2 plays count as a drive?
Not really, but that second play was so good. I don't care what we call it. It was enjoyable to watch. Out of the end zone comes Smith. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
A play fake, and it's Darnold. And that is incomplete. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Around the NFL, second quarter in Atlanta. And now that one really widening up. The Bucs have just scored again. Tom Brady, how about this? 4 first-half touchdown passes. Dalton's throw caught by Olave. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Here's Dalton. Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that.
Incomplete. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play. So that challenge, a successful one. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. On under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. Another try after the first down sack. Dalton toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Buddy Johnson drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up fourth down. Only 30 minutes left in the regular season, and everybody's excited for the playoffs, so we're just going to forget the halftime show and get back to the football. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. The focus goes back to Chris Olave, the Saints offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Saints come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Lutz with the extra point. His guys will take a 10-point lead. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Fields it right around the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a two-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. It was a small, manageable spread to overcome. A little bit more daunting now. I think pressure is on because